So, after a fantastic card in Saudi Arabia, topped by the brilliant battle between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, what a better way to end the weekend and begin this new week than a back-to-back cards from Tokyo, Japan. And boy, oh boy, these were absolutely brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed both nights. Obviously, it was early Sunday morning here in the UK, so yesterday's Sunday's show. It was topped off. The main event was Takuma Inoue defending his WBA bantamweight title against Seiya Tatsumi. Now this was a fantastic fight. Seiya Tatsumi took a unanimous decision win, well deserved. I had the fight 116, 1111 to Satsumi. Satsumi. I do apologise. He just set the pace. He was working the body. He was in Inoue's face. Inoue, he didn't give Inoue any space. He outworked him, he outlanded him. Inoue had success, obviously he was landing right uppercuts in there, he was working the body himself. But Satsumi was just too much for him. He was all over him. A bit of an upset, this one. I would say it's one of the bigger upsets this year. And yeah, so Satsumi is now the WBA bantamweight champion, which kind of destroys the plans that were being kind of put in place and hinted at that they were going to put Junto Nakatani, the WBC champion, in with Takuma Inoue in a unification, but that's been scuppered at the moment. But who knows? Maybe we'll see Nakatani against Satsumi. Brilliant. The only thing in the fight, there was a knockdown in the 10th. Well, the referee ruled it a knockdown. Satsumi landed a left, and it jolted his Inoue's head back, and he did fall back sideways into the ropes, but he didn't go down. So it was kind of a judgment call. I thought it was a bit harsh. I mean, it made no difference to the scores. But yeah, I thought it was a bit of a judgment call for the referee. Fair enough, but I didn't necessarily think that should have been called a knockdown, but that's just my opinion. The co-main event for that one, or the chief support for that one, was Kenshiro Chiraji, one of my favourite fighters, the former unified light flyweight champion. He's moved up to flyweight. He stopped Christopher Rosales in 11 rounds to win the vacant WBC flyweight title. Again, clinical performance by Taraji. He is one of my favourite fighters. His straight right hand is his best weapon, and he couldn't miss with it. He really didn't miss with it. He busted up Rosales' nose. Rosales did have his moments, but they were few and far between. He was just being totally outworked by Kenshiro. Fantastic fighter. The doctor had a look at his face, and they waved it off. Yeah, his nose was busted up. He was losing every round, and he was taking a bit of a pasting. So I didn't have a problem with the stoppage. So Kenshiro Taraji is now the WBC flyweight champion. Fantastic performance. He's had a great year. I mean, he had a fight of the year contender at the start of the year against Canizales, and now he's had this dominant performance over former world champion Christopher Rosales. So absolutely fantastic. After that, the WBA flyweight champion Seigu Yuri Akui. I do apologise if I'm screwing these guys' names up. He took a split decision over. Oh, excuse me. Thanachai Charanpak from Thailand. Great fight. I had Akui winning this one quite comfortably. But the Thai fighter, he was just so game. He was working. Every time they got close, he was firing to the body. And he really did put up a fantastic fight. But Akui just stuck to his game plan. He just kept plodding forward. He was working the jab nicely. He was firing right hands. He was working the body to himself. The cleaner punches, more eye-catching punches, were coming from Akui, in my opinion. But the Thai fighter he was so brave, so fantastic, and yeah, he can come again. I mean, he put up such a great fight, and those body punches were really scoring for him. Fantastic performance. And the other world title fight that was on the Sunday card, vacant WBO light flyweight championship. Shokichi Iwata took a third round TKO over Spain's Jairo Noriega. Now this was warming up into being a really, really good fight. I gave the first 2 rounds to Noriega. I thought he was just he was so fast. He was outlanding Iwata, and then bang, Iwata just clocked him, sparked him out. Yeah, he was gone. He was finished. The referee stopped it. So quick, so devastating. Absolutely brilliant. I would like to have seen the fight go longer because it was warming up into be a real classic. But yeah, definitely some power there for Iwata. So he's now the WBO light flyweight champion. So Japan has yet another, world champion. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Japanese boxing at the moment is on such a high, and yeah, I really enjoyed the shows, the top ranked shows from Japan. They're absolutely brilliant. Obviously, this morning I was at work, so I didn't get to see this card until later on. But this was a good one, a good show. The first title fight, there was 3 title fights on this one. Anthony Olasquaga, the WBO flyweight champion, he made his first defence against Jonathan Gonzalez of Puerto Rico. This was unfortunate. This was actually warming up to be a very, very entertaining fight, but a clash of heads in the first round opened up a gash over Gonzalez's, I believe it was his left eye. It was bothering him. The referee stopped it. Unintentional clash of heads. It had to be ruled a no contest, which is a real shame because it was warming up into being, both guys were having success. It was warming up to be a really good fight. So I'd like to see that one run back again. Olasquaga, he's a very, very good fighter. He only won the title earlier this year, a few months ago actually. Next, the WBO super flyweight title. This was a bit of an upset, another bit of an upset really, because Kosei Tanaka, who's one of my another one of my favourite fighters, he lost a split decision to South Africa's Phumelele Kafu. I'm sorry if I fucked the guy's name up. You know, I'm English, unfortunately. Foreign names to us are very difficult for most of us English people, so I do apologise. I do try my best. But no, this was a thoroughly engaging fight. Kafu, he had success early. He was landing some nice long jabs. He was landing the right hand. He was catching Tanaka coming in. Tanaka was always tough and gritty, working the body, firing the jab nicely, firing right hands over nice combinations. But early on, he was kind of getting caught a little bit. It was a bit real back and forth sort of stuff. This was a split decision. I actually had the fight 114-113 to Tanaka. That was overruled by 2 judges who had the exact same score, 114-113 to Kafu, and the other judge had it to Tanaka. I didn't have a problem. It was so close. It was very close. Kafu dropped Tanaka in the 5th, I believe it was, with a right hand. Beautiful, perfectly timed right hand. And Tanaka, he was hurt. He was really hurt, but he's got very good powers of recovery, and he did recover quite relatively quickly, and he survived the round. But I felt after that Kafu was just kind of headhunting a little bit, and he neglected the body, and he was missing quite wildly at times. Whereas Tanaka was just plodding forward. He was working the body nicely. He was jabbing well to the head. He was landing the right hand as well. But Kafu was so brave, you know, and they were back and forth. Like I say, I had literally a point in it. For Tanaka, it went the other way. Close fight, so brilliant. So well done to Kafu. South Africa now has the WBO super flyweight title. Absolutely brilliant. Now the main event of today, Junto Nakatani, the WBC bantamweight champion. He stopped another Thai fighter, Petch Sor Chitpattana. That'll do. Again, apologise. Again, great fight. Nakatani was in control, pretty much all of it. He was landing the jab nicely. He was catching. I mean, his best punch is the overhand left, and it was brilliant. He dropped the Thai fighter in the 6th. It was a left hand that started it, and a couple of grazing hooks after that. But he was on his way down. He did get up. I didn't think he was going to get up, but he did get up. He fought back quite bravely. He was landing some body shots and things like that. But again, he got caught by that right at the end of the 6th. You know, I think it was officially ruled 2 minutes and 59 seconds of the 6th round. Caught that left hand again. He went down, and the referee stopped it. You know, he was getting a bit of a pasting in there. So Junto Nakatani is still the WBC bantamweight champion. You know, absolutely brilliant. I mean, the bantamweight division is ruled by the Japanese at the moment. I would like to see next year. I would like to see a mini tournament between the 4 guys, unify all those belts, getting another undisputed thing going. at bantamweight. I know they keep kind of hinting at and pushing that they want Nakatani eventually to move up to super bantamweight and fight Naoya anyway. Yeah, I'd like to see that fight, but for now, I'd like to see Nakatani clean up the division because I think he can. I think he's the best of all of the bantamweights, to be honest, and I think it can be done quite easily. Unify all those belts. Absolutely, why not? Why not? And I'd like to see a unification at flyweight between Olasquaga and Taraji. I think that would be an absolutely brilliant fight. That would be a great fight to do. So yeah, there's a lot of things on the horizon in these lower weight divisions, especially in Japan. Absolutely brilliant. So right, that's enough out of me. I hope you're all well. I hope you enjoyed the fights. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.